Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of Keep It P podcast, we will be discussing ABC recognizes FBA contributions, and now the internet is mad. But why would they be mad about ABC highlighting the contributions of foundational Black Americans, especially during Black History Month? Can you tell me that? That alone should tell you a bigger story than you probably even realized. Why is that a problem? You know why it's a problem? Because for years, we've been told FBA was just some online myth, some social media cult, some old made up identity, right? Right? Let me show you this. Right? This is who they said. We have limited vision. Even through here, look, so-called. Where's it? Hold on. The concept. Here we go. You're trying to explain it, and then so-called. It's important to distinguish so-called. If you subscribe to the concept and you believe, you're a so-called. Do you know that this is supposed to be a Black publication? That's what that's supposed to be. So that's why I'm pointing this out to you, right? That's why it's a big deal. No one cares about validation from Mayo, Mommy, and Zaddy other than Tethers. We're not on that. But it puts to rest the myth of it's something that doesn't exist outside of the internet. Because you have this major national news outlet acknowledging the very people whose blood, labor, and lineage built the foundation of this country. So now you have to ask yourself a real question. If FBA isn't real, why are national outlets beginning to recognize it? Not even our own so-called Black media publications, right? As I just showed you. That's called the Spokesman and Recorder out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And let's be honest, all this outrage, it isn't about them, the division, as they say. The outrage is about recognition. That's what it's about. Fair use, poop tube. We got to do this. This is a little maintenance. I'm going to show y'all. I usually would make you wait to the end of my programming, but I'm going to run it one time for y'all.
On this Black History Month, we're highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the three-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
Yeah, thank goodness for Thomas Elkin. And that is just one of many videos made by author and creator of foundational Black American legacy, Teresa Allman.
Now, let's be clear here. ABC didn't say anything radical. They simply did what should have always been done. They spoke about Black History Month in the context of the people whose history it actually is. foundational Black Americans, the descendants of U.S. chattel slavery, the people who fought the battles, took the losses, and forced America to live up to its own laws, right? So let me ask you another question. When ABC highlights FBA contributions, is that really division or is that accuracy? Is that truth telling? Because suddenly the same folks who scream, "We're all one," get real uncomfortable when lineage gets mentioned. And why is that? Huh? Why does recognition feel like exclusion to people who were never part of the lineage to begin with? And that's kind of mental illness, just a little bit, right? See, this is where the tension really comes from. Once FBA is acknowledged as a distinct lineage, it becomes clear who built what, who fought what, who sacrificed what, and who didn't. See? It put people in their places. And if that becomes clear, then certain groups can't keep inserting themselves into benefits, cutting a check, narratives, and spaces that were never built off their struggle. It baffles me why so many people are so angry at the ideal of foundational Black Americans even breathing, being recognized, being us. Is it because it disrupts a certain narrative? Is it because it forces clarity about lineage? And why would that be a problem? Is it because once the truth is acknowledged, everybody can't claim the same check? Now, can they? See right there? That's the part. See, nobody wants to say out loud. It's a money grab. See, you want to be Negro, right? You want all the R&B, you want all the hippity hop, you want all the cool culture, but you don't want none of the blues. See? And why is it a problem with us, right? Nobody else it's a problem with. Everyone gets to claim their lineage proudly. They get to say it loud and proud, scream it from the Cholula Mountain region. Whether it's Hispanic, Jamaican, Nigerian, Irish, Italian, no one calls that division at all. No one says that's hateful. Nobody says that's a cult. But the moment FBA say who we are, where we come from, and what our specific history is, now suddenly it's a problem. I just got questions for y'all. Why is that? Huh? Is it because recognition creates boundaries and boundaries protect legacy, perhaps? See, we're not creating division. ABC's not creating division. They're simply acknowledging the reality. They acknowledge the people who actually carried the civil rights fight, the ones who endured Jim Crow, the ones that faced hoses, the dogs, the redlining, the lynching, the school to prison pipeline, the healthcare system, the fake judicial system. That's not a Pan-African. That's not a global African diaspora struggle. That's a specific foundational Black American struggle. That's what that is. Is that a problem? Why is that a problem? Highlighting the people who actually fought the fight. Why is that wrong? Why is accuracy offensive to some? Huh? Why? Or are they just mad because the spotlight is finally going to be focused where it belongs? Right? See, once the truth is recognized and the world recognizes FBA lineage, it changes the conversation. It means people can't no longer blend in, claim the culture, claim the struggle, claim the benefits without the blood shed and the DNA behind it. And that is why the pushback is so loud. All with the proof right in front of people's faces. You have major outlets acknowledging what we have been saying for years. Not because of pressure, not because of politics, because we keep pushing the record that is undeniable. Not for them to recognize us within our own circles, within our own new Black media. And as anything goes that we do, others eventually begin to latch on, right? That's what they do. But I need y'all to do something for me. Besides subscribe and leave a comment, let me get a B1. If you're B1 and you're FBA, let me get that in the chat. Let me see how stomped down you are. And while you're doing that, I need you to pay attention who gets mad every time FBA is recognized. Pay attention. I need you to pay attention to who tries to shut the conversations down when it comes to us. Look very closely at who attempts to insert themselves in every space tied to FBA. Pay attention. Start looking. You have to open your eyes, because when you do, it will become clear to you, right? And clarity leads to accountability, and accountability leads to cutting the check. And that's what this is all about. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. We are on all of the platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked. Don't get shook by the fake Keep It P podcasts that are out there. Love, peace, blessings, and maloha. I gotta go ha for show ha. You already know ha. Big Brother Light Bright Supremo Might T signing out. But before I do, I'm gonna let this brother ride on out one time. Brother and sister, I need y'all to take that FBA energy and go ahead and let it flow.
This Black History Month, we're highlighting foundational Black Americans whose ingenuity, innovations, and labor play a critical role in American culture and infrastructure, including Alexander Miles, who invented automatic elevator doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the 3-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
Before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkin.
Yeah, thank goodness for Thomas Elkin. And that is just one of many videos made by author and creator